second guest for today is an accomplished professional and particularly the convener of Lofty Heights Conference. He's a man who is passionate about young people and year in, year out, since the commencement of this conference, has sought to empower, encourage, and bring out Nigerian youths who might not have, discovered their full potential. It's our pleasure this afternoon to welcome Wale Tejumade. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Now, a lot of people are described as being passionate about young people. And the first thing I'd ask is, what drives your passion? Why are you so passionate about seeing young people emerge, young people achieve their potential, young people? I mean, it seems obvious, but I'd love to hear what drives your passion.
What drives my passion? There will be no direct response, a punchy response to that question, but I would say to you that my sincere love for people, from human capital development perspective as an HR professional, my love to see the better become best, to see someone from the back taken to the front, my desire to see someone live the totality of the deposit in him or her. These are the things that drive me. These are the things that drive me. I don't think they're just as simple as that.
Okay, you've said how you want people who are at the back to come to the front. Now, young people have oftentimes advocated for being pushed to the front, saying that they're not given adequate representation in politics, they're being marginalized. And you heard from our previous conversation, we asked our guests, so I think I should ask you as well. Do you think that young people are ready to be involved in politics in 2019?
When you say ready, the word ready is going to be relative. Relative in the sense that ready to you may mean not ready to me. Ready to me may mean not ready to you. But when you mean ready, am I ready?
Do you feel that young people are ready, and is our polity ready to accept young people as leaders?
See, the truth is there is a change in the air. There is a new breed of Nigerians coming forth. 2019 election is going to be a shocker. And I'm saying that to you here this afternoon. It's going to be a shocker to a whole lot of people. Now, without sounding immodest, I know that a whole lot of young people, they've woken up from the slumbers.
Good.
And you can see that coming forth right now. As a matter of fact, for the beautiful thing about it for me at the moment is that we're seeing a whole lot of young guys like me supporting other fellow young guys, pushing them forward and say, oh, Ayo, I know of the qualities you possess. I know of your creative ability. I know of your strategic thinking strength. I know of your leadership quality and all those things. I know you can do this. Then you begin to push. Now, that push has what I may want to call a multiplier effect. Because if I'm pushing Ayo and you're my friend, seeing that Ayo is young too, you would want to push Ayo too. I think generally in the polity in Nigeria, as it were right now, people are more interested, especially Nigerian youth. They're craving, unlike before. 2015 was just how many years away? You didn't have this rigors and this much interest and passion about young people coming over. Why is an average Nigerian youth, for instance, more particular about the fact that I don't want X to run because X is old?
Yes. I love what you said about Nigerian young people waking up from their slumber. That's a powerful statement, and I do hope very true as well, because it's time we woke up from our deep slumber.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, you've worked with young people for a number of years now. You have convened a conference that is particularly for them and to empower them. What would you say is one of the biggest problems of young people taking charge?
One of the biggest problems of young people taking charge, number one, an average Nigerian youth is not conscious of the deposits in him or her. I'm an HR professional, a licensed HR professional. And doing human capital development strategist and all of that, until you get to a point where as an individual, your eyes are open to seeing the innate potentials that you possess. Either you discover it yourself or someone else discovers it for you. You won't go anywhere. You won't go anywhere. Then another thing that's a major challenge, it's the mentality mindset. The you owe me mindset. My parent is the entitlement. Yeah, sorry. The entitlement mindset. My parent is the reason why I'm not this. Oh, if the government had done this, I would have been this. Oh, if that had happened, I would have been that. Last year's conference, which you were part of, obviously, one of the things we discussed about was the entitlement mindset, talking about take the lead. And until you break free from such consciousness and realize that you're your life,
Okay.
until the moment you begin to take absolute responsibility for your life, you're going nowhere. Like I said to people, sorry about this, I say that you should get to a level where you know that nobody owes you anything. And I think young people listening to me at this point should also take that word. Nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself and your God, you.
Brilliant.
So until that sinks, you're going nowhere.
I like that you've mentioned this. You've given a word of advice to young people with regards to breaking free of the entitlement mentality. I still want to touch on that a bit because oftentimes you go to a restaurant, you go to eat, you pay, and they just expect that you leave your balance with them. You know, people just expect you to do things for them. Now, how do we totally get rid of entitlement mentality? And would you say that we also, in a way, encourage ourselves to have that entitlement mentality? For example, you just see a member of the force on the road. It's assumed that once it's weekend, you have to drop something for them. So are we also indirectly encouraging people to have this entitlement mentality with our actions?
You see, not exactly. And I'll tell you why. I used to think that was the case until a couple of years back when I had to relocate from Nigeria. I'm based in Canada. People give tips. When you're served, you see the box, the tip box, on the counter where you're being served. Those guys are not going to ask you for anything, but the environment, the society just expects that if this guy serves you well, you should be able to show some degree of courtesy or generosity to them by just dropping something. As a matter of fact, you would find it pretty hard for you to be served and not drop tip. That tip is what you call it, what's it called?
Happy weekend.
Yeah, happy weekend over here. The difference is the way it's approached.
And that the fact that they don't even offer
Yes.
a service.
Yes.
At least that one, they offer a service.
The way it's approached, then the fact that over there, those guys will not ask you anything. And they will not try to be extra nice to you because they want you to dip your hands into, or like here driving into a premises, then you see the guys, oh, Shansa,
Yes.
oh, Shansa, oh,
They will
Shamba,
give you lovely
oh.
parking
Yeah,
space
and all,
because they
and all
expect
of
the
all
money.
Again, my darling sister, that also boils down to values. You see, a whole lot has to be done when it comes to youth development, leadership here back home in Nigeria. Values need to be changed. Culture needs to be changed. I belong to the Gemstone Foundation, founded by Fela Drotoye. One of the values that we teach in Gemstone is that be nice to everybody that comes your way without you expecting anything in return.
Very important.
It doesn't matter who that person is. Be nice to whoever comes your way without you expecting anything in return from that person. However, there must be a shift, there must be a change in value, in orientation, in culture. See, everybody's life, my life, your life, Ayo's life as it were right now. Our lives are defined by values.
Very
you know
true.
the difference between, among the three of us,
What's the difference?
so we are more conscious of the values that drive us than another.
Very true. I love, and I think even if we left that as a statement that we take from you this afternoon, which is be nice to everyone, expecting nothing in return. Very quickly, in 30 seconds, what should people expect? The conference is on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday. This Saturday at Pistis Hub, Maryland, Ikeja. My heart is full of joy. I'm expectant. It's always been very amazing, moment, transformation. Sometimes I met with a guy yesterday who was just lifting me up, carrying me up, and say, Mr. Teju, some of the things he was sharing, it beats me to really imagine, could that strength of impact really have come from the conference?
So lives have been changed by the conference.
Oh my goodness, oh my.
So is it free for everyone to attend?
It's free.
Okay.
It's absolutely
It's
free.
absolutely free.
And how can they register?
It can register by visiting www.lhc2018.eventbrite.com.
All
My Instagram handle is at Wale Tejumade. The conference's handle is at Lofty Heights NG.
All right.
If you visit any of those handles, you'll see trails and posts
And details of speakers
yes,
for this year.
details of
Because every
speakers.
year your speakers are
Oh
remarkable.
yes,
And
Larry
I'm guessing
Olushola.
Fela Drotoye will be one of them this year.
No, he
He
was
was last
last year.
year.
He was last
Okay.
year. He was last year. He actually did a video for us just yesterday. This year, you're going to be having Larry Olushola, Sheilo,
We had
David
Larry here.
Wedge, Jimmy Tewe,
So
Osai
many.
Oh,
Alele.
Jimmy Tewa is my mentor.
All right,
You'd have
ladies and gentlemen,
fantastic moment
we've
today.
had a very, very vibrant conversation with Wale Tejumade of Lofty Heights Conference, and we hope to see you well. I'll be there, of course. I'll be
Definitely. You're
hosting
going
on
nowhere.
Saturday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you soon. Man City, something happened yesterday. We have sports coming up next. Benga and Namdi will be telling you what's been happening in the sporting world and what to expect this week in the sporting world.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.